There's a reason you've struggled, a reason money feels like a stranger, and maybe, deep inside, you've wondered if wealth was ever meant for you at all. But listen to me, what if I told you that the answer isn't in working harder, nor in sacrificing more, nor in running endlessly after every opportunity? What if the true secret was silent, invisible, yet powerful beyond measure? What if money is not something you chase, but something you silently summon? Today I want you to stop for a moment, feel your breath, place your hand over your heart. Do you sense that life, that quiet power within you? That's where your wealth begins, not outside, not in the banks, not in someone else's approval. The silent secret that attracts money without effort is not locked away from you. It's been breathing within you since the day you were born. You just weren't taught to listen. Because wealth is energy. It responds to certainty, not desperation. To quiet knowing, not loud pleading. As long as you chase it, it runs. But when you become it silently, it comes to you, without force, without effort. Let me show you how today, every morning when you open your eyes, the world greets you with silence. But behind that silence, a power waits patiently, a power you've carried all along yet overlooked in the rush to solve your problems, to work harder, to chase after money that never seemed to stay long enough in your hands. But today, I want you to pause and realize something. Life, changing money doesn't respond to your struggle, it doesn't respond to your hard work alone. Money listens to something quieter, deeper, something most people never discover. That secret is inner certainty. Let me explain. Think of a person who seems to attract wealth without effort. They don't always work the longest hours, nor do they worry aloud about bills. Yet, money seems to flow to them as if the universe itself honors their existence. Why? It's not luck. It's not connections. It's not even talent. It's their inner certainty. A silent, invisible knowing that they are safe, that they are taken care of, that money belongs to them, not as a prize they win after hardship, but as a natural extension of who they are. Now, contrast that with someone who hustles day and night, counting every penny, worrying over every bill, begging life for just one break. Their effort is loud, exhausting, and constant. And yet money seems to escape them. Because wealth doesn't obey struggle, it responds to certainty. And certainty cannot be faked, it must be felt silently deep within your spirit. Most of us were taught wrong. From childhood, we were told that money must be chased, that only through sacrifice, suffering, and endless proving ourselves would we be worthy of abundance. But how can a mind filled with struggle create ease? How can a heart drowning in fear welcome peace? The truth is simple yet hard to accept. You are repelling the very money you desire by chasing it with fear in your heart. Every time you say, I need money, you affirm lack. Every time you think, when will I finally make it? You whispered a life that you haven't yet, and so it remains true. Your outer world obeys your inner world always. So what's the way out? Stillness, silent knowing, a quiet confidence that whispers within, I am provided for, I am rich already. Money flows to me as easily as air fills my lungs. You don't have to shout this. You don't have to prove it to anyone. But you must believe it silently, consistently, faithfully. Think of a river. A river doesn't beg the mountains for water. It doesn't struggle to carry its flow, it simply allows. Gravity, the silent force, does the work. Likewise, certainty is your gravity. When you hold a silent knowing of wealth, money flows to you by the unseen laws of life itself. You don't need to explain it. You only need to trust it. But how do you build that inner certainty? By changing your story. Every day you're telling yourself something about your relationship with money. Maybe your story sounds like, money is hard to get. Or, I never have enough. Every time you think those thoughts, you reinforce uncertainty. But what if from today you chose a different story, even if it feels like a lie at first? What if you began whispering silently to yourself, I am already wealthy. Money finds me wherever I am. I am taken care of beyond what I can see. Your mind is a fertile garden. Whatever seeds you plant in silence will bloom. If you plant worry, you will harvest scarcity. If you plant certainty, even silently, wealth will grow. You do not need the world's permission to believe differently. You only need your own. Look around you. Everything you see began as something invisible. The house you live in, the phone in your hand, the clothes on your back, all of it was once an idea in someone's mind. Likewise, your wealth will begin invisibly, as an idea you hold silently and faithfully in your spirit. Your certainty is the blueprint. The physical money is simply the manifestation. And yet, many people continue struggling because they believe money is outside of them. They wait for the right job, the right deal, the right person to open a door. But what if the door was inside you all along? What if life isn't withholding anything from you? What if you've simply been asking in the wrong way? You see, begging doesn't open doors. Demanding doesn't either. Silent certainty does. Because when you know something belongs to you, you no longer ask for it with desperation. You prepare for it. You expect it. You walk as if it's already yours. That's the silent language money understands. Let me share something powerful. Imagine holding a glass under a waterfall. The water flows effortlessly, endlessly. You don't need to beg the waterfall to keep pouring, you simply hold the glass steady. In the same way, the universe is abundance itself. Money is pouring down constantly. But most people don't hold their glass steady. Their faith wobbles. One day they believe, the next day they doubt. And so their glass spills, and they call it bad luck. But the waterfall didn't stop. Their certainty did. Inner certainty means holding your belief steady. Trusting even when you cannot yet see the money physically. Trusting the unseen as much as the seen. That's where the shift happens. That's where wealth begins to obey you. But remember, inner certainty is quiet. You don't need to announce your wealth to anyone. You don't need to explain your journey. In fact, it's best if you let your results speak for themselves. Silent knowing carries more power than loud declarations. And this is not about arrogance or pretending. It's about surrendering the struggle, letting go of the desperate energy that repels what you seek. Money responds to ease, to quiet belief, to peaceful expectation. Like a magnet, your silent certainty pulls wealth toward you without effort. Think back to times when money came easily to you. Maybe a surprise check arrived. Maybe someone paid you unexpectedly. Those moments didn't come from panic. They came when you weren't obsessing over the how. That's the universe showing you its nature. Abundance flows in when you're at ease. When you're open. When you're silently sure. But perhaps you're thinking, it's easy to believe when you already have money. How can I believe when I'm broke? Understand, this belief is not a result of wealth. Wealth is a result of belief. You must reverse the cycle. Inner certainty isn't born from seeing physical money. It's what brings the physical money. Start small if you must. Whisper silently to yourself, even now, life is providing for me. Say it when you're scared. Say it when you're doubtful. Say it until you believe it. And when doubt comes, and it will, gently return to your silent knowing. Let your inner certainty become your home, your resting place. Over time, you'll notice something miraculous. Money will start appearing in ways you never expected. Opportunities will unfold without your effort. Why? Because you stopped chasing. You started believing. Think of the sun. Does it struggle to rise? Does it plead to shine? No, it simply rises silently, powerfully, predictably. Let your wealth consciousness be the same. Let your inner certainty rise each morning without effort. Know that abundance is as natural as sunlight, as certain as the tides. It has always been yours. You only need to remember. And so today I ask you to release the old story. Release the fear, the panic, the endless struggle. Choose a new story silently, within your heart. Choose certainty. Choose knowing. Even if the outer world says otherwise, hold your inner world steady. For wealth does not respond to what you say aloud. It listens to what you believe in silence. Let that silent certainty become your strongest statement. Your words are not small. They are not meaningless, nor are they harmless echoes of passing thoughts. Every word you speak carries energy. Every sentence that leaves your lips is a silent command to life itself, shaping what appears in your world. Most people don't realize this. They speak of their struggles, their debts, their fears, without understanding that every such sentence is planting seeds they will later harvest. Words are seeds. Spoken aloud or whispered silently in your heart, they carry creative power far beyond what your physical senses can measure, and like any seed, they do not produce results instantly. But in time, what you say you will live. If you constantly say, I never have enough money, life hears you. Not with judgment, not with emotion. Life simply obeys. And slowly, consistently, it removes opportunities from your path, delays payments, blocks ideas. You water the seed of lack every time you repeat those words. And soon, that seed grows into a tree of scarcity whose branches surround your life, making you believe poverty is your destiny. But it was never your destiny, it was your declaration. On the other hand, if you choose to speak abundance, even when you cannot yet see it, you are planting a different kind of seed. When you say, money flows to me freely, even if your wallet is empty, you are sending a silent command to the universe to rearrange itself in your favor. Your words hold vibration, they create pictures in your subconscious, and your subconscious mind, like the soil of the earth, accepts whatever seed you give it. Whether you plant weeds or roses, the soil does not argue, it brings forth whatever you decide. So today become aware of your words. Watch them as you would watch a precious treasure. Are you speaking of bills, debts, and struggle? Or are you silently and deliberately speaking of wealth, ease, and freedom? What you say shapes what you receive. Every phrase you use about money is either a door opening to abundance or a wall being built to keep it away. The choice has always been yours. Think of people who seem to attract blessings easily. Listen closely, not to their boasts, but to their ordinary, daily speech. You will hear a difference. They speak with expectation. They speak as though life bends in their favor. Their words carry the energy of already having, not needing. And that energy, calm, quiet, confident, is what pulls money toward them. It is never their fear, never their desperation, always their calm command, spoken silently within or gently aloud. But perhaps you've been caught in the habit of negative speech for years. Perhaps you've said things like, money doesn't grow on trees, or, I can't afford that. so often that these phrases feel natural to you. Understand what feels natural is simply what has been repeated. Change your repetition, and you will change your nature. Begin now, not tomorrow. Speak abundance deliberately, even when your outer life contradicts it. You are not lying. You are planting. When you wake in the morning, instead of saying, "Another day of struggle," say, "Today, money finds me in unexpected ways." As you pay your bills, instead of lamenting, say, "I bless this payment, knowing more returns to me multiplied." As you walk through your day, say silently to yourself, "Wealth follows me like a faithful companion." Let these new words become your constant prayer, not through force, but through gentle repetition. Speak them not to convince others, but to instruct your own mind. Life is listening, not to your fears, but to your focus. Many people misunderstand this truth. They think positive speech is about pretending. It's not pretending, it's creating. A gardener does not plant seeds and call it pretending. They call it sowing. Likewise, when you speak wealth while your bank balance is low, you are sowing. Speak lack and you sow poverty. Speak abundance and you sow prosperity. Both are equally possible. Both are equally obedient. The difference is not in life's favor but in your choice. The power of your words is not limited by your current situation. Your present reality is merely the harvest of past words and beliefs. If you desire a new future, you must plant new seeds today. Speak only of what you desire. Refuse to speak of what you fear. Let others discuss the economy, the crises, the shortages. You remain silently anchored in your declaration of wealth, because words once spoken repeatedly shape belief, and belief shapes experience. Every time you speak wealth, you are reprogramming your subconscious mind to accept abundance as normal. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. Your mind may resist arguing, but look at your situation. Ignore that voice. Your situation is temporary. Your words are eternal. What you choose to repeat will over time shape what you come to believe, and once belief takes root, manifestation becomes inevitable. Some might ask, but is it enough to just speak? And the answer is yes, if you understand what speaking truly is. Words spoken with belief and consistency are not idle sounds, they are creative forces. But your speech must become your habit, not an occasional event. A single declaration will not uproot years of negative speech. Consistency is your greatest tool. Speak wealth daily, hourly, gently, without struggle. Let your words become the silent pulse of your being. As you walk through life, remember money listens not to your need, but to your command. Not a forceful, desperate command, but a calm, assured statement that wealth is yours. You do not beg the sun to rise, you expect it. Speak of your wealth with the same quiet expectation. Refuse to speak of not having enough. Even when tempted, stay silent rather than affirm lack. Better to say nothing than to plant weeds, but even better plant roses. Say, "I am a magnet to money." Say, "Opportunities surround me." Say, "I always have more than enough." Say it not to convince life, but to remind yourself of the truth your spirit already knows. You were born into a universe of abundance, and your words are the key that unlocks its flow. Every rich person, consciously or unconsciously, has spoken themselves into wealth. Every poor person has done the same in reverse. Words build, words destroy. Choose wisely, and what if doubts come? What if circumstances seem to shout louder than your affirmations? Do not argue with reality. Do not struggle against what is. Simply keep planting, keep speaking. Let the doubts pass like clouds, but keep your declaration steady. Over time, your words will rewrite your reality, and when money begins to flow in ways you cannot explain, you will understand it was never magic. It was never luck. It was the quiet, persistent power of your spoken word. Your life is your garden. Your words are your seeds. Your harvest is inevitable. Speak only of the wealth you desire and it shall be yours. Speak only of abundance, and lack will vanish from your experience. This is not a theory. It is law. Remember, words are seeds. Today, imagine for a moment that money isn't something far away from you. It's not hiding in a locked vault, nor is it controlled by someone else. What if money was already near you, already ready to serve you, silently waiting for your command? Most people spend their lives treating money as a distant master, a power they must work endlessly to please, to chase, to win over. But this thinking is backwards. Money was never meant to be your master. It was designed to be your servant. When you see money as something you must chase, it forever stays just out of reach. You become the seeker, the beggar, the one always asking, always waiting. Your energy says, "I lack." And so life responds by keeping you in lack. You tell yourself, "When I get enough money, then I'll feel free. Then I'll feel safe." But that never comes, because your belief system keeps pushing it away. The silent energy you carry is one of chasing, not receiving. But what happens when you reverse the roles? What happens when, instead of viewing money as your master, you choose to see it as your loyal servant? Something created to work for you, to respond to your silent confidence, to obey your quiet command. Suddenly, you shift from being the seeker to the silent master. This shift is not about arrogance or pretending. It's about stepping into the role you were always meant to play. Money is not personal. It carries no emotion. It has no preferences, no loyalty to anyone. It simply responds to energy, and energy comes from belief. Those who believe they must chase it always chase. Those who believe they quietly command it, find it drawn to them, without effort. When you treat money as a servant, you begin to expect it to serve you, not out of force, not out of begging, but out of quiet, inner certainty. You pay your bills, not with fear, but with the silent expectation that money will return to you multiplied. You invest, not from anxiety, but from calm confidence. You give, not out of guilt, but out of knowing that money is infinite and serving you constantly. Think of how a true master treats a faithful servant, not with panic, not with fear, but with steady expectation. They know the servant's role is to fulfill needs, to answer commands, to serve with loyalty. In the same way, money is waiting for you to step into that role of inner mastery. But mastery is not loud, it's not desperate. It's quiet, certain, unshackable. This is where most people fail. They chase money with loud energy. They beg through their words, their thoughts, their feelings. They say, please let this job work out, or, I hope I can make ends meet this month. Every such statement, though seemingly harmless, places money on the throne of power. You are no longer the master in those moments, you are the desperate seeker. And so money stays in control, always one step ahead of your grasp. But when you wake up each morning and silently say, money serves me, it comes to me easily, it fulfills my needs faithfully, you send out a different vibration. Life responds, opportunities appear, ideas arrive, payments are made, not because you forced them, but because you remembered who you are, the silent master, not the struggling seeker. It's important to understand that money responds to identity, not effort. Yes, actions matter, but your actions will always reflect your inner identity. If your inner identity is that of someone who chases money, your actions will be desperate, scattered, fear-driven. If your inner identity is that of someone who commands money silently and confidently, your actions will reflect that calm, strategic, inspired. And life will respond accordingly. Money is energy, it moves, it flows. But who does it flow to? Not to those who need it most. Not to those who work the hardest. It flows to those who carry the energy of already having it. Those who carry the silent expectation that money is their servant, not their ruler. Perhaps right now you're thinking, but I have bills due. I can't pretend I'm rich. Understand this clearly, this isn't about pretending. It's about commanding, silently and faithfully. Even in the midst of financial struggle, you can shift your inner role. You can pay each bill saying, thank you money, for serving me now and returning to me multiplied. You can look at your empty wallet and say silently, this is temporary. Money serves me and returns to me now. Words alone are not enough without belief, but belief is built through repetition. The more you speak from the identity of silent mastery, the more you'll feel it. And once you feel it, life must respond. The external world cannot resist the inner shift of identity. It is law. Have you ever noticed that some people never seem to worry about money, yet it keeps coming to them? They're not always wealthier by circumstance, but by identity. Somewhere inside they hold the quiet belief that money will always find them, always answer their needs. They expect it, not from arrogance, but from habit. That expectation, held silently, keeps money serving them. Without loud announcements, without desperate action, they receive. Not because they need, but because they know. Your task, then, is to shift from asking to expecting, from hoping to knowing, from chasing to commanding, not outwardly. You don't need to explain this shift to anyone. It's silent, it's personal, it's sacred. But once made, your entire life begins to change. Treat money like a loyal servant. Speak to it in your mind, thank it for its service, expect it to show up when needed, know that it works for you. And when fear rises, as it will from time to time, don't scold yourself. Simply return to your role as the silent master. Say quietly within, I command money to serve me now in perfect ways. Life supplies me abundantly. This silent command is not force, it's surrender. Not surrender to lack, but surrender to the knowing that you are always provided for. You release the struggle. You let money fulfill its role, just as air fills your lungs without begging. Think of the ocean. When you step onto the shore, you do not plead for the waves to reach you, they simply do. The ocean serves the shore naturally, consistently, without negotiation. In the same way, when you step into your role as silent master, money flows to you naturally, consistently, without negotiation. The problem is never the money. The problem is the role you've chosen to play. Stop seeing yourself as the seeker. You are not meant to chase what was designed to serve you. Let money come to you, drawn by your silent, steady expectation. Let this become your daily habit. As you wake, as you work, as you sleep, carry the silent thought, money serves me, it fulfills my needs, it comes to me with ease. Let this thought settle deeper than your fears. When doubts arise, meet them not with panic, but with calm correction. Gently remind yourself who you are, the silent master, the one who expects, not begs, the one who commands, not chases. With time you will notice changes. Unexpected money will appear. Ideas for income will surface. Opportunities will unfold, not through force but through alignment. Life will adjust itself to match your new inner identity. Remember, money does not choose people. People choose their relationship with money. Choose today to stop seeing it as your master. Choose today to silently, faithfully, treat it as your servant. Thank it, expect it, and it will obey. Not because you forced it, but because you finally believed. Before anything arrives in your hands, it must first arrive in your mind. This is the silent blueprint of wealth, the unspoken step most people skip while they endlessly chase after money they've never made space for. Your outer world cannot supply what your inner world has not prepared. This is the truth people refuse to believe, and yet, it is the very reason wealth either flows toward someone or stays forever out of reach. Creating a mental equivalent of wealth means building an inner picture so clear, so certain, so familiar that life has no choice but to mirror it back to you. And you do this not through force, not through begging, but through silent imagination. Each day, whether you realize it or not, you are imagining. You are mentally rehearsing scenarios, outcomes, fears, and doubts. You're imagining unpaid bills, missed opportunities, and ongoing struggle. And your outer world obediently reflects these inner pictures. Because life is not cruel, nor does it favor some over others. Life simply mirrors. It mirrors what you silently hold within, and what most people hold within is not abundance but worry. If you constantly imagine yourself in lack, imagining bills piling up, imagining disappointment, imagining failure, you are creating a mental equivalent of poverty. And life, like a faithful servant, responds. People misunderstand this. They believe that working harder will change their life while continuing to picture struggle in their mind. But that's not how life works. You cannot plant weeds in your mind and harvest roses in your life. You must align your inner images with the outer life you desire. To create the mental equivalent of wealth, begin with your inner vision. Close your eyes each day and imagine yourself in possession of effortless prosperity. Not chasing it, not working endlessly for it, but already having it. Picture your bank account filled. Picture bills arriving and being paid with ease. Picture yourself walking with the energy of someone who is cared for, provided for, and supported by life itself. Let these images become your daily ritual, as normal and natural as breathing. This inner work is not optional, it is foundational. Your subconscious mind cannot deliver what you have not clearly ordered. You cannot receive what you have not first mentally accepted. That is why imagining wealth, ease, and abundance is not foolish. It's not daydreaming, it is silent creation. And the most powerful creators are those who silently, faithfully build their inner world with clarity. The problem most people face is inconsistency. They visualize wealth once or twice, then return to picturing lack. They declare abundance in the morning but rehearse fear by evening. This inconsistency weakens their mental equivalent. The subconscious mind becomes confused and holds onto the stronger image, which is often fear. You must choose to become consistent in your inner pictures. Just as a gardener waters seeds daily, you must water your wealth consciousness daily through inner vision. Build your inner images with emotion. Feel the joy of financial freedom. Feel the relief of knowing your needs are met. Feel the excitement of having more than enough. Engage your senses in your vision. Hear the sound of money being deposited. See the numbers increasing. Taste the meals you'd enjoy. Touch the clothes you'd wear. Smell the air of the places you'd visit. Make it real in your mind first, and life will follow. At first your mind may resist. It will say, but this isn't true yet. Do not argue. Understand that your mind has simply been trained by past patterns. Its job is to protect what feels familiar, even if what's familiar is lack. Your role is to reprogram your mind by giving it new images, new expectations, new familiarities. Over time, what once felt like fantasy will become your mind's new reality. And once it feels real within, it will appear without. This is why rich people stay rich even after losing money. Their mental equivalent of wealth is so strong, so deeply rooted, that money returns to them. They carry their fortune within, long before it appears in their hands. Meanwhile, those who win money by chance but carry poverty within lose it quickly. They were never truly wealthy. They only held money temporarily, without the mental blueprint to sustain it. You must focus not on acquiring money temporarily, but on becoming wealth itself. You do this through consistent mental pictures of having, not needing, of abundance, not struggle, of ease, not effort. Let your imagination become your workshop. Build your wealth first in thought, and life will construct it in form. If you find yourself doubting, simply return to your inner images. If fear arises, replace it with your vision of abundance. Let no external event shake the picture you are building within. Life rearranges itself not by chance, but by the clear, steady vision of those who refuse to imagine defeat. Understand that your mind cannot hold two pictures at once. If you are not imagining wealth, you are imagining its opposite. If you do not choose your inner images, your past fears will choose them for you. Be deliberate, be disciplined. Each morning before you face the world, spend time seeing your wealth. Each night, before sleep, replay your vision of abundance. Let your subconscious mind work for you as you rest, reshaping your outer world to match your inner blueprint. Mental equivalents are silent but powerful. They do not announce themselves loudly. Yet every person who has risen from lack to abundance has carried a mental picture stronger than their external circumstances. They saw their wealth before anyone else did. They believed in their abundance when their hands were empty. And because life mirrors belief, the outer wealth appeared to match the inner certainty. So build your mental equivalent of wealth not once, but daily. Not when it's convenient, but as a discipline. See yourself as wealthy not because you wish to pretend, but because you are creating. Picture prosperity until it feels more familiar than struggle. Picture ease until it becomes your new normal. Picture abundance until life has no choice but to reflect it back to you. Your imagination is your most powerful tool, not your job, not your talent, not your current circumstances. Your imagination, used consistently and intentionally, will reshape your world from within. Remember this: what you hold consistently in mind must appear in form. It is not a question of if, but when. So today, close your eyes, build your wealth. See it, feel it, own it in your mind. Life is listening. Life is responding. And soon what you silently built within will stand before you, as real as the air you breathe. There's a quiet power many ignore when they seek wealth, the power of gratitude and silent confidence. Not the loud kind of gratitude that begs the world to notice, not the forced confidence that tries to impress others, but a quiet, calm assurance within the soul that whispers, I already have, and I know more is coming. This silent energy is what unlocks the flow of money in ways most people never understand. While many run after success with desperation painted across their faces, those who truly prosper are those who silently expect abundance and quietly thank life for blessings unseen. Gratitude is not something you feel only when money arrives. Gratitude must begin long before the physical evidence appears. To the ordinary mind, this seems impossible. How can you feel grateful for something you do not yet have? But that's the very secret that changes everything. Gratitude, in its most powerful form, is not a reaction. It's a declaration. It's a silent, calm message to life itself. I trust. I believe. I know you're working even when I cannot see. This trust, expressed through daily gratitude for invisible blessings, is what prepares your life to receive them. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you worry about your responsibilities, place your hand over your heart and give thanks. Not for what you hold in your hands, but for what you know is silently on its way. Give thanks for the money you have not yet touched, for the opportunities you have not yet seen, for the clients you have not yet met. Let your gratitude be premature in the eyes of the world, but right on time in the eyes of life itself. Because when you silently thank life for unseen wealth, you are signaling belief. And life always responds to belief. When you beg, you affirm lack. When you plead, you declare separation from what you want. But when you thank, you affirm having. And what you affirm internally must eventually show itself externally. Life mirrors your internal state, and nothing declares inner abundance more clearly than silent, sincere gratitude for invisible supply. But gratitude alone is not enough. It must be paired with quiet confidence. Not arrogance, not boastfulness, but the kind of deep inner knowing that doesn't need to prove itself to anyone. Quiet confidence says, I am provided for, I am safe, I am wealthy, even if my outer world hasn't caught up yet. It doesn't require validation, it doesn't seek permission, it simply knows. This silent confidence is your anchor when circumstances try to shake your belief. Unexpected challenges may arise, but your inner response must remain steady. I am still taken care of. Money still finds its way to me. My abundance is not dependent on current appearances. This kind of quiet certainty creates a vibration so strong that life begins rearranging itself to match your belief. The mistake many make is to let external conditions dictate their internal state. When money comes, they feel abundant. When money delays, they feel fearful. They allow their emotions to swing like a pendulum, reacting to what they see. But true wealth builders understand that the inner world must lead. They remain grateful and quietly confident, regardless of temporary conditions. And life, obediently, catches up. Gratitude and silent confidence work together like breath and heartbeat. One feeds the other. Gratitude says, I already have, and confidence says, more is on its way. Together, they create an energy that money cannot resist, because money, like all forms of energy, flows toward what feels like home. If your energy is scattered, fearful, desperate, money avoids you. But if your energy is calm, thankful, and confident, money feels safe to settle near you. Each time you receive even the smallest financial blessing, a coin found, a bill paid, a gift received, pause and give silent thanks. Not casual thanks, but deep, sincere gratitude. This act signals to life, I notice, I appreciate, I'm ready for more. And then let your confidence affirm, more is coming. Build this habit until it becomes as natural as breathing. This is not about manipulating life. It's about aligning with its natural flow. There's a rhythm to abundance, like the waves of the ocean. Money comes in waves, sometimes large, sometimes small, but the waves are endless. Your task is to remain steady between the waves. When the tide is low, remain grateful for the unseen abundance that is preparing to return. When the tide is high, remain calmly confident that more will follow. Do not fear the lows, nor cling desperately to the highs. Trust the rhythm. Gratitude and confidence keep you steady within this rhythm, preventing you from sinking during the quiet seasons and from losing control during the plentiful seasons. Imagine walking through life carrying the energy of someone who knows they're provided for. Your back straight, your heart open, your mind calm. You're not running after money. You're not pleading for opportunities. You're silently expecting them and quietly thanking life as they unfold. This is not fantasy. This is a powerful way of being, accessible to anyone willing to shift their inner world. When challenges appear, let your first response be gratitude. Say silently within, thank you for the solution that is already on its way. When bills arrive, bless them. Thank life that you have the resources, seen or unseen, to meet them. When fear whispers, respond with silent confidence. I trust, I expect, I receive. Build this habit until your inner world becomes unshakable. Gratitude and confidence are not strategies, they are states of being. And like any state of being, they must be chosen repeatedly until they become your default. You will know you've succeeded when money feels less like a reward you must earn and more like a presence that serves you consistently. You will know you've shifted when you no longer ask, will I have enough? But calmly affirm, I always have enough. Let others panic. Let others complain. You remain anchored in silent gratitude and quiet confidence. This is not about ignoring reality. It's about shaping reality from the inside out. As within, so without. Your calm expectation becomes your silent magnet. Your gratitude becomes your silent signal. And money, unable to resist the pull of such energy, begins flowing in ways you cannot predict, but will always recognize. When you walk through your day, imagine a golden current of energy flowing toward you, circling you, supporting you. Silently thank this energy. Silently expect its gifts. Let your every step be taken as though you know life is working for you, not against you. This silent way of living will do more to attract money than any loud strategy. Understand this truth deeply. Life responds not to your outer noise, but to your inner certainty. Begging is noise, doubt is noise, silent gratitude and confidence are clarity, and life loves clarity. If ever you feel shaken, return to your breath. Place your hand over your heart and silently give thanks, not for what you can see but for what you know is already yours in the unseen. Let that gratitude calm your fear. Let that silent confidence anchor your spirit. Repeat as often as needed until you feel your inner world steady once again. Your wealth does not begin in your bank account. It begins in your state of being. Build your wealth consciousness with gratitude for unseen riches and confidence in inevitable provision. Do this consistently, and soon, the outer money will arrive to match the inner wealth you've carried all along. Silently, faithfully, gratefully, confidently, this is how money comes without struggle. This is how abundance becomes your natural state, not by force, not by panic, but by the quiet certainty that life, in its infinite generosity, always answers those who silently expect and silently give thanks. The silent secret to attracting money without effort is not found in struggle or loud declarations, but in quiet inner certainty, consistent gratitude, and calm expectation. When you silently believe you are provided for, thank life for unseen blessings and confidently expect more, money naturally flows to you. Let your inner world lead, and your outer world will follow.